Alright, welcome back. Review the orders that we got last night. Green 11, green 13. Aye, sir. Got you. XO report. Weapons alright. Holes alright. Close to 15.
Sonar new contact bearing 0. Com, Flyco, aircraft ready to launch. Raise the radar. Com, Flyco, aircraft is in the air. Con, Flyco, aircraft transiting to point. Con, sonar, lost transient from Sierra 1. Con, sonar, we are cavitating. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Con, Flyco, aircraft returning to base. Con, Flyco, aircraft transiting to point. Con, sonar, new contact bearing 082, designated Sierra 3. Con, sonar, new contact bearing 057, designated Sierra 4. Con, sonar, lost transient from Sierra 4. Con, sonar, Sierra. Con, helm, steady course. Con, sonar, lost transient from Sierra 3. Con, sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Con, sonar, switching to active search. Come right to 015, helm aye. Con, sonar, regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 085. Con, sonar, lost transient from Sierra 4. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Con, helm, steady course. Come left to 304, helm aye. Contact breaking up. Con sonar regained.
Con, helm, steady course. Come right to 025, helm aye.
Con, FLYCO, aircraft transiting to point. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 092.
Con, helm, steady course. Come right to 077, helm aye. Make turns for 15 knots, maneuvering aye. Con, maneuvering, making turns for 15 knots.
Con sonar switching the path.
Con, helm, steady course.
Make turns for Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 5 knots.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 070. Contact faded.
Back emergency, maneuvering aye.
On. Motor ray has been damaged. Damage control parties. Lay to the machinery space.
Con, FLYCO, aircraft orbiting waypoint. Con, FLYCO, aircraft transiting to point.
Come right to 091, helm aye. Make turns for 10 knots, maneuvering aye. Con, maneuvering, making turns for 10 knots.
Con sonar, switching to active search.
Make turns for.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 15 knots. Come right to 097 Helm I.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 4, bearing 070.
Con helm, steady course.
Con sonar, lost transient from Sierra 3.
Hear the helicopter. Wow. Mosquitoes.
Con, Flyco, aircraft dropping weapon. Con, Flyco, aircraft transiting to point.
Con sonar,
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Of course
con sonar, noisemaker bearing 068.
Con, Flyco, aircraft dropping weapon.
Con sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as submerged submarine. Fire VLS. Fire. Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 3. Con sonar, switching to passive search.
Make turns for 32 knots. Maneuvering I. Come left to 003, helm aye.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 071. Contact breaking up.
Con, Flyco, aircraft returning to base.
Con, helm, steady course. Con, maneuvering, making turns for 3, 2 knots.
Con sonar lost con sonar. Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 134.
Come left to 214, helm aye.
Con, Flyco, aircraft landing. Con, Flyco, aircraft recovered. Con, Flyco, aircraft stowed.
Come left to 128, helm aye.
Propulsion has been damaged. Damage control parties, lay to the engine room.
Con, helm, steady course.
Con sonar. Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 120. Con sonar. Switching to passive search.
Come left to 027 Helm I.
On. Officer damaged. Unable to contain the flooding. Damage control parties. Lead to the reactor space. On. Pumps have been repaired. Damage control parties. Lay to the engine room.
Immediately. First that was not your mission. Jesus Christ. No, distinguished service medal.
On sonar, new contact bearing 291.
Raise the radar mast.
Con sonar, master 2 is classified as merchant.
Oh, we got us.
Con sonar, lost transient from Sierra 1. Fire VLS. Fire VLS.
Come left to
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 1. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Con sonar, Sierra 1 is cavitating. Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 293. Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine. Fire VLS.
Con, helm, steady course.
Fire VLS.
Come left to 137, helm aye.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 313. Contact is in the baffles. Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 316.
Con, helm, steady course.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 318.
Oh, that must have been it. Transit GAUK, Troll Green 10. Love to do that, sir, but I am desperate need of repair. And I need weapons.
On sonar, new contact bearing 261.
Raise the radar mast.
Con sonar, new contact bearing 281. Designated Sierra 5. Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 4.
Fire VLS. Fire VLS.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 4. Con sonar, Sierra 5 is cavitating.
Fire VLS. Fire VLS.
Make turns for
Con sonar, we are cavitating. Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 5, last bearing 281. Contact faded. Con sonar, regained contact on Sierra 5.
Fire VLS.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 5. Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 3.
Fire VLS. Fire VLS.
Con sonar, lost contact. Master 3, last bearing 1.
Con, helm, steady course.
Con sonar, regained contact on Sierra 5.
Come right to 236, helm I.
Con, Flyco, aircraft ready to launch. Con, Flyco, aircraft is in the air.
Con, maneuvering, making
Con, Flyco, aircraft transiting to point.
make turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 1.
Fire VLS.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 1.
Con, helm, come left to 113, helm aye.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 271.
Come left to 090, helm aye.
Fire VLS.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 5, last bearing 285. Contact is in the baffles.
Con, Flyco, aircraft dropping weapon.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 285. Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 5, last bearing 284. Contact breaking up.
Come right to 190 Helm High. Con, Flyco, aircraft returning to base.
Con sonar lost.
Make turns for 3, 2 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Come right to 177 Helm High.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 5, bearing 285.
Con, helm, steady course.
Con sonar switching to passive search.
Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 3, 2 knots.
Con sonar Sierra 5 is classified as submerged submarine.
Con, Flyco, aircraft landing. Con, Flyco, aircraft recovered. Con, Flyco, aircraft stowed.
Con sonar torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 358.
Damage control parties, lay to the reactor space.
Surface combatants, huh? About damn time. Blue 43. Aye, sir.
Sonar new contact bearing 109. Designated Sierra 1. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1. Last bearing 109. Contact faded. Con sonar new contact. Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Make turns for 3, 2 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Come right to 202. Helm aye. Come left to 088. Helm aye.
Con sonar new contact bearing 102. Designated Sierra 3. Con sonar Sierra.
Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Fire VLS.
Con sonar launch transient from.
Fire VLS.
Con sonar launch transient from.
Fire VLS.
Con maneuvering.
Con sonar launch transient from.
Come left to
Con sonar launch transient from. Con sonar launch transient from. Con sonar Sierra 1 is classified as escort.
Con helm. Steady course.
Con sonar launch transient from.
Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Fire VLS.
Con sonar launch transient from. Con sonar Sierra.
Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Fire VLS.
Con sonar launch transient from. Con sonar launch transient from. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 1. Con sonar launch transient from. 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 from. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Con sonar, launch transient from. Con sonar, launch transient from. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Con sonar, launch transient from. Con sonar, launch transient from. Con sonar, launch transient from. Con sonar, launch transient from.
Come right to 09.
Con sonar, launch transient from.
Raise the radar mast.
Con, helm, steady course.
Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Con sonar, launch transient from. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Con sonar, launch transient from. 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 Con sonar, launch transient from.
Fire VLS. Fire VLS.
Con sonar, launch transient from.
Fire VLS.
Con sonar, launch transient from. Con sonar, launch transient from. Con sonar, launch transient from. Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 117. Contact breaking up. Con sonar, lost contact. Master 1, last bearing 120. Contact breaking up.
Come right to 113 Helm I. Con, helm, steady course.
Con sonar, new contact bearing.
Make turns for 3-2 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Raise the radar mast.
Con sonar, launch transient from.
Fire VLS.
Con sonar, launch transient from.
Fire VLS.
Con sonar, launch transient from.
Fire VLS.
Con sonar, launch transient from.
Fire VLS. Fire VLS.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 3-2 knots.
Con sonar, launch transient from. Con sonar, launch transient from. Con sonar, lost contact. Master 1, last bearing 226. Contact breaking up. Con sonar, new contact bearing 234. Designated Sierra 3. Con sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as escort. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 238. Contact breaking up. On sonar, new contact bearing 231. Designated Sierra 1. Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Come left to 082 Helm I. Come right to 179 Helm I. Come right to
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 2. Fire VLS. Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 3. Con sonar, lost contact.
Come left to 066 Helm I.
Raise the radar mast.
Con sonar, Master 1 is classified as merchant. regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 203. Con sonar new contact bearing 227, designated Sierra 6. Con sonar lost contact Sierra 4, last bearing 238. Contact is in the baffles. Con sonar lost contact Sierra 6, last bearing 228. Contact is in the baffles.
Fire VLS! Fire VLS! Fire VLS!
Con sonar.
Con, helm, steady course.
Fire VLS!
Con sonar lost contact Sierra 4, last bearing 237. Contact breaking up. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 203. Con sonar Sierra 3 is cavitating.
Come right to 159, helm aye.
Con sonar Sierra 2 is classified as submerged submarine. Con sonar noisemaker bearing 210.
Fire VLS! Fire VLS!
Con sonar lost contact Sierra 6, last bearing 230.
Fire VLS!
Come right to 208, helm aye.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing 211. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 6, bearing 232.
Fire VLS!
Con sonar lost contact Sierra 3, last bearing 209. Contact breaking up.
Con, helm, steady course.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing 209. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 6, bearing 232. Con sonar noisemaker bearing 206.
Make turns for 3, 2 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Con sonar lost contact Sierra 2, last bearing 2.
Come right to 251, helm aye.
Con sonar lost contact Sierra 6, last bearing 2-3. Contact faded.
Con, helm, steady course.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 6.
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 3, 2 knots.
Tango.
Con, Flyco, aircraft ready to launch. Con, Flyco, launching aircraft. Con, Flyco, aircraft is in the air. Con, Flyco, aircraft transiting to point.
Fire VLS.
Come left to 179, helm aye. Con, Flyco, aircraft orbiting waypoint.
Con sonar Sierra 6 is classified as submerged submarine.
Con, Flyco, aircraft transiting to point.
That's not bad either, right?
Con, helm, steady course. Con, Flyco, aircraft dropping weapon. Con, Flyco, aircraft transiting to point.
Con sonar Sierra 6 is cavitating. Con sonar noisemaker bearing 238. VLS.
Con, FLYCO, aircraft dropping weapon.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 241.
Con, FLYCO, aircraft returning to base.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Come right to 317, helm aye.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 243.
Con, helm, steady course.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 234. Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 6, last bearing 233. Contact breaking up.
Con, FLYCO, aircraft landing. Con, FLYCO, aircraft recovered. Con, FLYCO, aircraft stowed. Come right to 346, helm aye. Come left to 301, helm aye. Come left to 231, helm aye. Con, helm, steady course.
That's a spruance. That's either in Los Angeles or just or the class right before. Enemy Oscar or Charlie class cruise missile submarines. 312. Already low on weapons though. Why not?
Con sonar, lost contact. Last bearing 2.
Raise the radar mast.
sonar, new contact bearing.
Come right to 172 Helm I.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 3.
Fire VLS.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 4.
Come right to 308 Helm I.
Con sonar, switching to active search. Con sonar, regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 215. Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 215.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Con Helm, steady course.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 4.
Con, Flyco, aircraft ready to launch. Con, Flyco, launching aircraft. Con, Flyco, aircraft is in the air. Con, Flyco, aircraft transiting to point. Come left to 253 Helm I. Con, helm, steady course.
Con sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as submerged submarine.
Con, Flyco, aircraft orbiting waypoint. Con, Flyco, aircraft transiting to point. Con, Flyco, aircraft dropping weapon. Con, Flyco, aircraft transiting to point.
Con sonar, Sierra 4 is classified as submerged submarine.
Con, Flyco, aircraft dropping weapon. Con, Flyco, aircraft returning to base.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 250.
Control. Weapon countermeasure homing.
Fire VLS.
Why not?
Con, Flyco, aircraft landing. Con, Flyco, aircraft recovered. Con, Flyco, launching aircraft. Con, Flyco, aircraft is in the air.
Con, sonar lost contact. Sierra.
Con, Flyco, aircraft returning to base. Come right to 3, 4, 5, helm aye. Con, Flyco, aircraft landing. Con, Flyco, aircraft recovered. Con, helm, steady course.
On sonar, new contact bearing 203.
Raise the radar mast.
from. Con sonar, launch transient from. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Con sonar, we are cavitating. Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 204. Contact faded.
Con, motor array has been damaged.
Come right to 203 Helm I.
Con sonar, regained contact. Con sonar, launch transient from. Fire VLS.
Con, fire control, unable to fire.
Con, helm, steady course.
Con sonar, launch transient from.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 3, 2 knots.
Con, bow sonar has been damaged.
Come left to 179 Helm I.
Damage control parties, into the torpedo room.
Con, helm, steady course.
Con sonar, launch transient from. Con sonar, launch transient from.
Come right to 230 Helm I.
Con sonar, launch transient from.
Con, Flyco, aircraft dropping weapon.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is cavitating.
Con, helm, steady course.
Con, bow sonar has been repaired.
Still at that.
noisemaker bearing 202.
Con, FLYCO, aircraft returning to base. Con, FLYCO, aircraft transiting to point. Con, FLYCO, aircraft dropping weapon. Con, FLYCO, aircraft returning to base.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 193. Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 189. Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 181. Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 181. Contact breaking up.
Con, FLYCO, aircraft landing. Con, FLYCO, aircraft recovered.
That's a Los Angeles.
sonar new contact bearing 085. Designated Sierra 1.
Come left to.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
I don't care.
Con sonar new contact bearing 076. Designated Sierra 3. Con sonar launch transient from Sierra 4.
Con, helm, steady course.
Fire VLS. Fire VLS.
Con sonar launch transient from Sierra 4.
Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Fire VLS.
Con, maneuvering, making turns. 3, 2, knots.
Con sonar master 1 is classified as escort.
Fire VLS. Fire VLS.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Fire VLS. Fire VLS.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4. Last bearing 094. Contact breaking up.
Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Fire VLS.
Con sonar lost.
Fire VLS.
Con sonar Sierra 4 is classified as submerged submarine. Con sonar lost contact. Master 3. Last bearing 089. Contact breaking up.
Come left to 205. Helm I.
Fire VLS.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 6. Last bearing 194. Contact breaking up.
Come right to 298. Helm I. Con, helm, steady course. Come left to 208, helm aye. Con, helm, steady course.
Back to Iceland.
On sonar, new contact bear.
Con, Flyco, aircraft ready to launch. Con, Flyco, aircraft is in the air. Con, Flyco, aircraft transiting to point. Come left to 041, helm aye.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 2.
Fire VLS. Fire VLS.
Con, fire control.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 2.
Fire VLS. Fire VLS.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Come left to 259, helm aye.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 109, contact faded. Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 073, contact faded. Con sonar, regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 110. Con sonar, regained contact on
Come left to 192, helm aye. Con, Flyco, aircraft dropping weapon.
Pretty close for a guess.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 076, contact is in the baffles. Con sonar, regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 112. Con sonar, regained contact on Sierra 1.
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 3-2 knots.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 076.
Con, helm, steady course. Con, Flyco, aircraft transiting to point. Con, Flyco, aircraft dropping weapon.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 074. Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as
Fire VLS. Fire VLS.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 2.
Fire VLS. Fire VLS.
Come left to 017 Helm I.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 072. Contact breaking up.
Con, Flyco, aircraft returning to base.
Con sonar, switching to active search. Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 106.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Con, helm, steady course. Come left to 240 Helm I.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 107. Contact is in the baffles.
Con, Flyco, aircraft landing. Con, Flyco, aircraft recovered. Come left to 118 Helm I.
Fire VLS.
Con, fire control, unable to fire.
Fire VLS.
Con, helm, steady course.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 097.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Come right to 213 Helm I. Con, helm, steady course. Come right to 355 Helm I. Con, helm, steady course.
Well, time to hunt nuclear weapons now.
On sonar, new contact bearing.
Raise the radar mast.
Con, Flyco, aircraft ready to launch. Con, Flyco, aircraft is in the air.
Con, sonar, launch transient from Sierra 1.
Con, fire control, unable to fire.
Fire VLS, fire VLS. Con, sonar, launch transient from Sierra 1. Make con, sonar, we are cavitating.
Con, Flyco, aircraft orbiting waypoint. Con, Flyco, aircraft transiting to point.
Con, sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 053. Contact faded.
Come left to 072 Helm I.
Con, sonar, regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 052. Con, sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing.
Con, FLYCO, aircraft orbiting waypoint. Come right to 101, helm aye.
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 3,
Yeah, so
2
loud.
knots.
Con, helm, steady course. Con, FLYCO, aircraft returning to base.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
Con, FLYCO, aircraft landing. Come left to 055, helm aye. Come left to 304, helm aye. Come left to 229, helm aye. Con, helm, steady course. Come left to 201, helm aye. Con, helm, steady course. Come left to 054, helm aye. Con, helm, steady course.
Con sonar, new contact bearing 3.
Con, FLYCO, aircraft ready to launch.
Raise the radar mast.
Con sonar, new contact bearing 0, 7.
Con, FLYCO, aircraft is in the air. Con, FLYCO, aircraft transiting to point.
Con sonar, new con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 4.
Come left to 298, helm aye.
Perpendicular missiles. So this has giant humpback. Missile silos.
Con sonar, we are cavitating. Con sonar, switching to active search. Fire VLS. Fire VLS. Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 4. Fire VLS. Con sonar, Sierra. Fire VLS.
Come left to 294, helm aye.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 073.
Con, FLYCO, aircraft dropping weapon.
Con, Fire Control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Con, FLYCO, aircraft transiting to point.
Con, Fire Control, weapon countermeasure homing. Con, Fire Control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 3, 2 knots.
Con, Fire Control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Con, FLYCO, aircraft dropping weapon.
Con sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as submerged submarine.
Con, FLYCO, aircraft returning to base.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 062. Contact breaking up.
Con, Fire Control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Con, FLYCO, aircraft landing. Con, FLYCO, aircraft stowed. Come right to 354, helm aye. Come right to 028, helm aye.
Extra bit of warning.
Come right to 085, helm aye. Come right to 164, helm aye. Con, helm, steady course.
And we have sent the Soviet Union into rebellion. And that's victory.